into this platform, you should have your own ID and password. And if you don't, you can reach out to me and I can kind of trigger that and we'll resend that with a welcome message. But we've got about 30 minutes here. And I will tell you this, this is a huge, really powerful platform. It's going to help agents who have listings, but it also helps agents who don't have listings. And we have a number of tools to help you get both buyers and sellers. So I'm going to log in real quickly into my account and show you some of the things that are in your account. So they're kind of, first of all, when you log in, if you haven't logged in a while, this is a wizard to help you connect and set up your social media, help you run ads really quickly. But what I want you to be thinking of for Listings to Leads is we have a really awesome listing marketing platform. We have a whole bunch of landing pages that we create for you out of the box. Some like free home values, down payer assistance, new construction. You can create your own custom landing pages for both buyers and for sellers, and then you can create custom landing pages for any of the farm areas where you're focused on. One of the big things that I want to really dive down into today is some new technology that we added just not even 5 months ago, which is Facebook advertising software. If you know anything about Facebook ads, it's been a pretty powerful place to capture leads. I think it's the #1 place to get buyer leads. So we've also got tools in here to help you get listing leads from Facebook. And it's all happens right here on this ad section. Right here where I am right now, when you land here, there's going to be one big blue button. And that blue button is going to tell you, connect to your Facebook account. So click that, connect as you, and then the second page on that will be what business page do you want to run your ads from. At that point there, you're going to see these 3 green buttons. You can create a listing ad, you can create a landing page ad, or you can create a PDF report ad. So let me just click through it really quickly. All of your listings show up on this list for you to advertise. Use the default lead ads and click create an ad, and I'll explain what lead ads means in just a moment. There's really 3 things. There's a 3-step quick publish section right here. You need to create this form, and this is the lead ad part. You see this form here on the right. All you really need to do is create it, okay? And when we create that, it creates that form so that when people respond to the ad, that form pops up on Facebook. Now you also want to type in the location, okay? So that makes sense. You want it to show up in Facebook somewhere, right? You might want to expand the radius depending on where you are. 30 miles can be helpful. And here you can just click publish, all right? So we have it set for $35 for 7 days. That's $5 a day. And you can publish and your ad will be live. Now, if you've never run an ad on Facebook, I will tell you this software that you're looking at is actually taken from Facebook. But on Facebook to run an ad like this, it takes you 3 pages of checkboxes and things to click on and this and that to do. In our system, it's these 3 things right here on one page. If you want to customize this, like you see, this is an open house. You may know something about this house that's not showing on the ad, like great schools, right? If I type it here on the left, it shows up right on the right before the ad, on the right, which is where the ad is. You'll notice it's sponsored by Listings to Leads. This is going to say sponsored by your business page. You can also customize things like audience and publish down here too. But really, all you need to do is create the form, type in the location, and publish. And this is for an open house. If you want, you can also, and I do recommend when you're trying to get listing leads, marketing sold properties is a really smart thing to do. So if you've got properties in your account that are sold, click this green button again, choose your property that's already sold, leave it on lead ads, and then just like we did on the open house, click create the form, publish a form down there, create form down there, type in the location, and publish. So it really takes about 30 seconds to run an ad on Facebook. And what I kind of glanced over pretty quickly is this thing called a lead form. So let's go over here to the PDF report ads and let's talk a little bit more about that. Well, first of all, we've created over 44 different PDF reports. The top half are for sellers and the bottom half of this list are for buyers. So you got to ask yourself, do you want to talk to more buyers or sellers? And if you say, yeah, I want to talk to more people who own their home, you can start with any of these and click create an ad. These reports are created by us in-house. They are branded with your logo and your contact information as it appears on your profile, okay? And you'll see this big graphic on the right, that's all pre-done. So all you need to do again is click create form and you publish form down here. And the form looks like this here. So I'm going to slow down a second and show you what the ad actually looks like. Because a lot of people still don't know that. When you go to Facebook, you're going to see whatever news that you're following. You're going to see food from your friends and pictures and stuff like that. But you're very quickly going to see an ad right here, right? This is some island somewhere talking about something. It's an ad from Airbnb. The ad that you create here, which is on the right, is what shows up right in the middle of Facebook as people are scrolling through. It's not going to be on your business page. It's just going to be right here. And here, you can see there's a button here that says Learn More. When they click Learn More on our ad, which there is a Learn More button down here, well, that's when that form pops up. And this is an important and really important thing to know. This form is created by Facebook. So when they click Learn More on that ad, let's see if I can do this. That little form pops up, and let's say, okay, so let me see here. You see this little chat panel here where I'm chatting with my friends? That little panel pops up, but it has this form from Facebook already filled out with name, phone number, and email. And this is remarkable because this is allowing agents like you to get more buyer and seller leads automatically with phone numbers. Because all of us who have a profile on Facebook, we need our email and our phone number just to get access to our account. So that's pre-populated. We have clients generating buyer leads all over the country for around $1 a lead, but even times at 33 cents a buyer lead and 55 cents a buyer lead. And it's done pretty simply. So this here, this is about a PDF report. I'm going to go back one more time and show you how we did that. We click create PDF report ad. And this time I'm going to do, the first one I did was for home sellers. Well, it looks like things are kind of stuck for me here. But there is a place here down at the bottom of the list, ready to buy. Let's click create an ad. And again, these reports are created and hosted by us. Now, for some reason, this thing is really running slow. Let me go back.
And
let me jump at it.
While you do that quick, Vince, I just want to take a step back and kind of talk about, again, just how cool this part of it is, because Facebook lead ads are, like you said, they're super powerful. They're right in Facebook. They're not, your person isn't clicking away to go to another site waiting for anything to load. It's all right there. All of these ads for listings, solds, reports, all of it are on one screen. So our agents, when you guys are training on your agents, when you're showing them this stuff, or when we're doing stuff, it's literally click on this screen, pick your listing, pick your report, and you're not going to any other Facebook pages, but you're doing the exact same thing you would do on Facebook, just genuinely 10 times easier.
Yeah. And also this whole thing of the lead ads is incredibly important because we have been able to capture leads for years with all of our tools. Mm-hmm. We have seen, because we're using this form, when a consumer doesn't have to type in their own information, and the question is, do you want that information or that report now? And they click yes, they will click yes. They will click yes so fast, and we can test it on capturing the lead on our own landing pages or with that form, and it's incredible how successful that works. So all you're going to do is type in, any city that you want to show your ad. You can even put in multiple cities, and then publish. And we deliver you the contact information of the person that wants that. And for us, we're going to deliver the report to the consumer. So this is really, really.
Hey, Vincent, I have a question about that.
Yeah.
So I've had a couple people, when I did this on my Facebook page, they didn't like having to click on learn more information and having to fill out a form to get the information about the listing. You're saying that you've tracked this and your rate is over 70%?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you just heard what I said, but nobody has to. You see this form here? This form pops up pre-populated. They don't have to type in their name or email and phone number. Facebook already has it. And when they click, learn more, it's pre-filled. All they have to do is say yes. Do you want that information? Yes. So we've got huge results all over the country. Every day we're getting feedback that people are getting a lot of leads with phone numbers.
And I'll also say, Daniela, this was something that I personally had to get over for a good year or so when we started using Listings2Leads, because I was anti-forced registration for years, because I'm the same way. I might click on it and say, you know what, I don't want to fill out that info, I don't want to submit that info, whatever. But then when I see our agents using it and they're getting all the results, I start to go, okay, I'm the minority. I'm the exception to the rule, because I can say, well, I'm not going to do it. And then the response is, well, okay, I still got 30 other leads. So, who cares if JD didn't do it? So and part of it is mitigating those conversations, right? And saying, hey, I understand, if you want to message me, I can send it. There's definitely a nuance to that. But on a macro level, it's kind of like, okay, well, they might not be doing it, but you might have just got 15 others who did. So, it's kind of.
I think also, if we jump out of here, let's go over to just our normal listing marketing tools, right? So here I have an open house, and this is kind of our tools that are created automatically. And you use these or you don't use them, right? But when you look at a single property website, and this is talking about an open house, and there's all the fun stuff, mobile optimized, lots of lead capture here. A form pops up, and this sort of forces you to do something, right? And people like this or they don't like it. Our clients love it because they capture leads, and I'm sure there's somebody that's not happy that you're asking them to give them information, right? I get that. Maybe you're not happy about it. But when it is on Facebook, people are so comfortable giving up that information that's a major part of it. It's kind of like they trust what they see here. And if they want deeper information and Facebook is saying, hey, do you want to give them this to get that information? They just say yes. So this has been live since October. I have not heard one client say the people we're talking to are unhappy about that. What I'm hearing from clients is that they are getting more leads with phone numbers than they have ever seen. And they are frankly they can't quite believe that it's working like that. This guy here, who I could show you, generated in the first 26 days of October, 490 leads. And he's put a budget of nearly $500, advertising multiple listings. But that's, kind of what's going on. George here has been a client for years, right? He's got 55 leads at $1.67 a lead. And that's awfully surprising to him, right? Kelly Wheeler, same thing. And this story goes on. We can go to the Mastermind Group and see this pretty much every day of the week. What I'm not hearing from any of our clients anywhere in the United States is, hey, people are not happy with that interaction. All I'm hearing is, hey, I'm getting more buyers and more sellers with phone numbers than I ever have. And I think it's because we're comfortable on Facebook. If you ask me, hey, do you want more information? Type in your name and phone number and email. If you require a phone number and you ask somebody to type that in, 95% of people will leave. But if you just use the Facebook ads and it's already pre-populated, we're not seeing people go away at all. They're just clicking yes and going through. So
thank you, Vincent and JD, for that clarification. That was perfect.
Sure. Yeah, my pleasure. So there's another kind of ad here that's a landing page ad, and I want to point out a couple of things here. We, like I mentioned earlier, we create down payer assistance forms and new construction. You can create any, you can create any kind of custom landing page and run an ad on it. Same way, choose the landing page, even if it's one that we created or if it's one that you created inside the system, it will be available for you to run there. Okay, so create the form, type in the location, and publish. You can always change this kind of budget here. It says $35 for 7 days, and you can make that for $20 for 4 days. It's a minimum. Facebook has a minimum requirement of $5 a day. So that's kind of the Facebook area. And what I want to kind of leave you with on this, and we can certainly talk more about it, is I don't know if you run ads on Facebook, right? I just don't even know. And then when I talk to realtors all day long, and I kind of feel like there's a fork in the road for Facebook. You've either run ads on Facebook or you have not run ads on Facebook, right? Now, 70% of adults in the United States spend 40 minutes a day there. So running ads on Facebook is a great way to build your brand and capture leads. But if you go down that fork of the road of agents who have run ads, you will also find there's another fork in that road, and that is agents who get a bunch of leads and agents who get 1 lead or 0 leads. And that's really not, in my opinion, the fault of it for agents, because Facebook changes their website almost every 3 days. And that's difficult for you. That's difficult for me. We've been training on Facebook advertising for over 6 years, every week, training agents like you. This is what you do to get the most out of Facebook. Now I can tell you that if you're a realtor, you can come right to this page and run ads for listings, for landing pages or PDF reports, and it's now boiled down to 3 clicks. Facebook cannot tell you that. Facebook is going to continue changing their website every few days, and hopefully you're catching some guru telling you what's going on because something's changed on Facebook. Or you could just say, hey, I need to run an ad on Facebook. I need to get in that tab and do it. So that's Facebook. Let's talk about our number one way of getting listings. And to give you that, to show you where that is, I want to take us to the Mastermind Group. And I want to say, I don't know if you're in the Mastermind Group, but it is a private group in Facebook, which means if you're not in it, you can't see it in Facebook. But this is where our clients come in all the time to talk about what's working and to talk about, Scott and I talk about what's coming down the pipe technology-wise, right? But a lot of our clients come in and say, hey, we just ran an ad and this is what we got. And I want to point out this guy's name here because we're going to talk about how to get listings. And the number one way to get listings actually has very little to do with Facebook. Even though most agents think the top way to get listing leads is to go run an ad on Facebook. That's actually the last thing we suggest, but we'll get into that. This is something that I want anybody who wants listings to go in and see. This guy's name is Chris Winstead, and this kind of message comes in our Mastermind Group, I'd say half dozen times a year. But Chris spells out exactly what agents should do. And what he said is, I've been farming my own neighborhood for 3 months, and I got 5 deals out of it, 5 listings. He posts this video, and the video is pretty good, and it's worth watching, but that's actually not the crux. That's not why it's happening. He uses a letter that we create, and I'm going to show you where that letter is in a moment. He sends it to people who've owned their homes for more than 5 years every other week, every 2 weeks. He sends it to people who have owned homes for more than 5 years in his neighborhood. Once they opt in on the home value piece, he consistently contacts them every week with phone calls, bomb letters, letters left at the door, and letters via mail. That's the hard part. right? Are you going to follow up every week with a home value lead? So how did he get those leads? Well, he's using a tool in our listing section. I showed you that we ran an ad on my open house when we started. Let's click on the task list and let's go to print flyers. Now, I'm pretty sure you guys have print flyers, right? I mean, you're Coldwell Banker and you're one of the biggest outfits out there. So you've got some pretty slick flyers, I'm pretty sure. But you don't have this flyer, and this flyer is a nearby homeowner letter. And really what our clients have been doing with it kind of pre-COVID, they print it like I am right here, they door knock it. And you can see it's not the sexiest thing in the world, right? There's no artificial intelligence here. It's not algorithms. It's saying, I've got an open house in your neighborhood. Take this physical piece of paper to your computer and go here and find out about it and become a buyer lead. But it also says when this home sells, it will affect your home value. So go here for your free home value. So this is not electronic. This is a print tool. And our clients mail it with bulk mail. They mail it first class. They mail it, they door knock it, right? This guy here mails it every 2 weeks to people who've owned their homes for more than 5 years. And like he said, once they opt in on the property valuation, which is this link right here, they actually take this physical piece of paper and they go to their computer and they type that in. Well, then we send them the contact information and their address, and he every week follows up with phone calls, bomb messages, and letters left at the door. That's really, and I can show you this over and over. I can show you Alicia Pless, who's over on the eastern side of the country. She came in pretty much every month last year and said, every time I mail this letter out, I get a new listing, right? And she even came in and said, hey, I got my third house in 6 months in the same subdivision. Listings2Leads works if you work it. That subdivision has 50 homes, 50. And in 6 months, she pulled out 3 listings. It's the same exact letter. You don't have to customize it. You need to just go to the task list, download it right here. You can edit it if you want. Whenever you see a pencil, you can edit it and sort of update it if you'd like. But it works just right out of the box like that. And then I'll show you one more time and kind of, I want to say a little bit more about this. Alicia here was always putting up photos, and she picked up on something that our clients do pick up on, and I want you guys to understand. If I talk about a print letter like this, most of you are seasoned, and you know, okay, I like this. I want to get it out in the most time-efficient way and cost-efficient way that I can, right? Because I'm busy, you're busy. And so that immediately triggers a thought in your brain, like bulk mail. And bulk mail is cool because it's cheap and easy, but if bulk mail looks like junk mail, it's not cool. And you'll notice here that Alicia is using these really wild looking envelopes, right? She wants it to look personal. And that's what I want to leave upon you as well. There's another guy over in the Maryland area, and he flat out came in and said, hey, our highest ROI is that neighborhood letter. And he took that letter and mailed it first class to 250 homes around a home that he just sold, right? Because he sold a home in a great area and he wants more listings in that area. So he mailed it first class to people that live around that home. Now, he just downloaded the letter pretty simply, the way that I showed you. He took one little, what do you call it, a calendar, a one-page branded calendar of him and his wife, and put it in the envelope. And he even made a little one-page thing of his Zillow reviews, but you can see here, he mailed it, first class to 250 homes. He pulled out 10 listings. And so he was gracious enough to say, hey, 10 listings with an average commission of $17,000 on a $625 spend. And so he was, kind of say that is our highest ROI. All right. This guy was a rookie agent in an office of 300 agents. He's now a star there because he's applied this and a few other of our tools. And I want to point out one more thing that he said just a few months later. He says, we're paying somebody to handwrite these things now. He bought a nice $5 silver disco Sharpie pen, and he handwrites those addresses because he wants people to open that and not throw it away. And so I just want to kind of leave that on you and ask you, are there any questions that I can answer for you? There's a lot to Listings to Leads. That guy, Dustin, he went he was an agent for 2 years when we rolled this out in their office. He went from 5 million to 20 million and in annual production. And he tells us 80% of his business is coming from our tools, and he puts in 2 hours a week. He literally goes into, he drops his daughter off at ballet, this is pre-COVID, and sits at Starbucks for 2 hours while she's dancing, and he does his work in Listings to Leads and went from 5 to 20 million. I'm just showing you this while we're hanging out. We've got a couple minutes here. This is social media auto posting. We can auto post your listings and all your statuses to LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. And this is cool from a social media listing presentation to be able to say, yeah, I get your listings on Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook. We also auto post virtual tours to YouTube for you. But it does not have the kind of lead capture. Auto posting does not have the kind of reach that you have when you run an ad on Facebook. So while we have auto posting and it's awesome because you don't have to touch it once you set it up, if you want thousands of people to see your listings or to see your ads, you definitely need to run an ad. So that's kind of my story for today, guys. I mentioned the Mastermind Group. If you're not in our Mastermind Group, I definitely want to invite you there. The easiest way, if you're not in it, because you won't be able to find it on Facebook, is to find me. Give me a second, and I'll show you where I am. My name is Vincent Meza, M-E-Z-A. I'm in Lafayette, California, the VP of Sales here for Listings to Leads. If you friend me here on Facebook, I'll look at your name and see that you're a client of ours, and I'll drop you in the Mastermind Group. Otherwise, there is the support team, and they can help you. And usually that's kind of good, but sometimes it's a weird black hole because Facebook is weird, and it's how that thing works. Are there any questions for you?
I've been answering them in the chat, Vince, and actually we got to kind of cut it quick because we got to get everybody on their 10 o'clock spring training. The one question that I wanted to confirm was that all of the ads that you do through L2L have that special ads category automatically checked through Facebook for housing. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Everything that you should check, we check automatically in the background.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why you only need to type in what listing or what tool you want,
Perfect.
What location, and publish.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Vince. This has been awesome. And again, guys, all I can do is echo every last thing he said. From the end of it, where it's just reaching out to your clients and showing them the value of what the services you can provide, the way things are affecting their homes' values to get those listings. We know inventory is the biggest thing in our markets right now, but also just, again, the ease of doing ads through Listings to Leads. The ease of maintaining them. I mean, even looking at this screen, which you didn't touch on, you can see the budgets. You can see how much of your budget is used up, what your cost per lead is, how many eyes have seen it. It's a really, really simple way to make really powerful results happen. So thank you, Vince. Thank you for your time. Thank you, everybody. We will see you on the ASC training shortly. Other than that, have a great rest of your week.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.